How does it address the issue of supply, though? Because isn't that the root cause of the housing problem? And then you've got more people with more money going after fewer homes, which is obvious what that does to prices.
So we've already said that we will address the supply of the market with a $5 billion injection into enabling infrastructure. That allows those new housing developments to get off the ground. Now those new housing developments need buyers, and that's what this tax deduction, a limited
the problem is, though, that those builds would take years to build those homes, right? And then you've got the money that's going into the system now or next year for homes that aren't built yet. So that's just going to drive up prices.
The market is ready for new home builds. We want to make sure that enabling infrastructure is there so the property developers are ready to go when that they know that they can get started. And then we provide the buyers by providing those buyers with a 5-year tax deduction. That will inspire them to go and buy new homes, new builds, as opposed to existing residential properties. That puts new supply into the system. It's about having an interactive housing policy, one that works on the supply side, but also on the demand side, so that we can get the country back on track and get Australians into homes.
How is that not inflationary?
This is a problem in the market that is, far and above beyond one of the things that's driving the problems in our economy. I went to a country town in Western Victoria, in Hamilton, who had a sign out the front saying that there was no new houses that were being built and no new houses for rent, no houses for rent. Now that's a real problem for industries down there that can't get the skills that they need in order to operate at their capacity. We want to see new homes being built in country towns in regional Australia and also on that outer peri-urban fringe, because Australians want to live in houses. They want to live in houses. They don't want to live in high rises. We want to make sure that young Australians in particular get the great Australian dream of owning their own home by having a combination of supply side policies as well as opportunities to build a deposit and get in there with a tax deduction of 5 years. We think that this will be the right path to get Australians on that dream.
Well, like Labor, much of these are short-term band-aid populist policies. Are you, like the Labor Party, addicted to spending?
Pete, that might be your assertion, but it certainly is not ours. In fact, we will go to this election with a better
not
bottom
my assertion.
line than
That's
Labor.
a fairly common view
sure
from leading economists who like to point out that there is a whole lot of money washing through the system now and no real plan to pay it down.
Pete, we will go to this election with a better bottom line than Labor. Last week we announced that there will be no windfall revenue waste under a coalition government. In fact, we will sequester those revenue windfalls that Labor have squandered into a future generations fund for younger Australians so that they can prosper from the resources prosperity that has been delivered to this generation of Australians. We'll make sure that we manage the economy without the wasteful spending of a Labor government. We'll rein in inflation and tackle the cost of living at its source, particularly by driving energy prices down. Now we're saying we'll also deliver affordable housing. That's an important commitment to the next generations of Australians. We'll deliver quality healthcare and we'll keep Australians safe. This is the starkest choice that you could possibly have at an election. A stronger, safer, better Australia, or more of the same under Labor.
All right, Jane Hume, thank you for your time as always.